let's take a look at the storm and then we'll track this for you and show you where it's headed. There's also a severe thunderstorm warning that's currently up for George County and Greene County here, the Leakesville area, showing a severe thunderstorm warning there. We were under a tornado warning earlier for George County and Greene County. That's been allowed to expire. At this point, it's more of a severe thunderstorm type situation. In Mobile County, we're just getting a couple of pop-up showers here out ahead of the main line. They have not developed into full-fledged thunderstorms yet. Then we go into some unsettled weather up into Washington County and Clark County, and it's going to be a very active weather afternoon. We're under a slight risk for severe weather this afternoon. If you've been watching, we were talking about the possibility of some storms being a little stronger than average because we have some drier air in the mid and upper levels, and that can create gusty winds along with the thunderstorms. And there is some weak rotation in the atmosphere today, enough for some low-end tornadoes to potentially form, and that's why we have a tornado warning up for this area here. Tracking this as it moves towards Hurley. The timing on this is what we're expecting, some of the communities that we're expecting as far as the potential for tornadoes in our area along this line here. Jennifer is drawing this out. The forward speed is at about 15 miles an hour to the northeast, and looking at the areas that would be affected, the river landings along the Pascagoula River, really anywhere from about Plum Bluff in George County all the way down to Pottacall Landing in Jackson County, included through around 104. So that'll be in the next 5 minutes. This is going to be along some of the river landings over the Pascagoula River Delta. Then we'll see this on across over towards Wade at 123, into the Calltown area by 125. Hurley, you are included in this warning, and we just had an update, it looks like, on that warning there. So Hurley is included until 143, and then Agricola until 150. That's when we expect the arrival times of the rotation area from this squall line that's coming through. Embedded within this squall line, there is some rotation. The National Weather Service out of New Orleans has issued a tornado warning for Jackson County. That's going to stay in effect for the next 30 minutes. And looking at it right here, you can see Agricola, Wade, Pottacall Landing, and want to go in tighter along this line here. We'll look at some of the communities and some of the streets and roads that would be affected by this possible tornado. And I've got some new information right now for Jennifer. What are you hearing, Jennifer?
Yeah, just that they did actually extend this tornado warning south too. So this is two different tornado warnings, right, that now is just including more area of that county. So
I saw that addition as well. So the National Weather Service, you may have seen while we were live on the air, the tornado polygon actually expanded. There are two different rotation areas within this line. One's going to be located down here around Ocean Springs, and the other one just off towards the north of Van Cleve along 57. So two areas of rotation are coming through Jackson County right now, and so as a result, there are really two tornado warnings for the same county, Jackson County, Mississippi, and those will remain in effect. And we could get some times on that as well, Jennifer, that'd be great. Looking at what we've got going on along this line, one possible rotation area right in through here, another one right in through here along Highway 57. We can see both of those areas. It's not the rotation area that stands out as a very, very strong rotation area, but there is rotation enough for the National Weather Service to have issued a tornado warning for this area. Highway 57, this is Interstate 10 right here. You've got US 90 here between Biloxi and Pascagoula around Ocean Springs and the Gulf Park Estates area, tracking towards Hickory Hills and around Van Cleve. All these areas are included in the tornado warning and will remain in effect for at least the next 30 minutes. Also, as we look at here along Highway 63, between Highway 63 and Highway 57, it's a pretty sparsely populated part of Jackson County that these two rotation areas are going to be working over, because it's a very wide river delta system, the Pascagoula River Delta, that these two rotation areas are coming across. Once it gets over towards Highway 63, the area becomes more densely populated, especially in the communities of Escatawpa and Hurley, as these two rotation areas will be moving across. So rotation area 1 and rotation area 2 tracking on off towards the east-northeast at about 15 miles an hour. Possible rotation areas could end up in Mobile County or in George County, but at this time, George County and Mobile County are not under any tornado warnings. We are seeing threatening weather, though, to our west, so we're definitely wanting to alert you to the fact that this line is edging to the east. It's going to be potentially causing some problems down the road as this line tracks on off to the east. But right now it is to the west of us. So here we go. There's Leakesville, severe thunderstorm warning. Lucedale, severe thunderstorm warning right now. And then Jackson County, the red box, under a tornado warning here. It's a nasty looking squall line too. It's starting to move, and this is a 3-hour Doppler radar loop. So with that progression here, you can see it's made the transition from Gulfport to Ocean Springs in about 3 hours. So in another 3 hours, this thing could easily be over into Baldwin County if you look at the speed of this system as it's moving across. Now, further to the north, we have some scattered showers and thunderstorms in Clark County and in Monroe County. We got a heavier cell coming into Monroeville today. And for more on what's happening with the atmospheric dynamics, I know, Jennifer, you were in this morning. We had a number of reports of tornado warnings being issued in the area. Have we had any reports of damage? And talk more about the atmospheric setup that's creating this potential for tornadoes today.
Yeah, exactly. So we did have those tornado warnings today. That was a radar confirmed tornado earlier near Bendale. That's where we saw some of the correlation coefficient, which does show some of that debris lofted into the air. We saw that, and that's what led to that radar confirmation with it. Now, what we're continuing to monitor right now is these storms as they continue to push on through. This is a very large wind field too. So regardless of if we have these tornado warnings, we're still monitoring the potential for these gusty winds within this. Meteorologist Michael White and I were watching it earlier in this line of storms that's currently pushing through these counties. There were winds over 60 miles per hour in these gusts, so that's damaging in itself. We're still monitoring these tornado warnings within them, and as we continue further on into our day, we're still tracking the potential for more of these storms. Now, we do have a low pressure system situated towards the lower portions of Texas. Now, what this is doing is also we're bringing in that warm moisture air from the Gulf of Mexico. It's bringing it in from the south, bringing it directly towards us. Also, we're monitoring the daytime heating with this. That's another big thing. We're at the peak of day. That's when we see the hottest temperatures around here. Then it's going to be in the upper 80s for us today so far. So that's another thing that we had to monitor with this. It's that timing, it's the setup, and what all we're watching. And so let's go ahead and take a look at our futurecast, because regardless of where you are, it's probably quiet in a lot of places. Mobile, Baldwin counties, the southern portions of those, not really seeing much activity going on. But once we start to take a look at our futurecast, that's where we start to see that different picture beginning to come into place. So we're seeing that so far for today. We continue to see these tracking further throughout the other counties heading into this afternoon. And then once we get into the evening, it quiets down slightly, but we do have the chance for a second round of these storms to come later on tonight, closer to the 11 and midnight hour. So this is something that will be an all-day thing that you need to monitor. Make sure you have that Fox 10 app downloaded. That way, in case you are in one of these warned areas, it tracks where you are just to help send you some of those push notifications. And that way you need to know if you need to get into your safe space. But again, this is what we're monitoring so far for today. Just these tornado warnings currently in effect until 1:30 p.m. Now, this is going to be where that is going to be that Jackson County. That's going to be that tornado warning, just that top little bar right there. And that's been in effect until 1:30. There's two different polygons that are with this warning, so they're two separate ones. But also, it is most of Jackson County. Continue to monitor this regardless if there is a tornado there. Still seeing very gusty winds, so make sure you are using caution in that area. That also has the power to knock down some power lines regardless. Zooming out further, we do also have these severe thunderstorm warnings. These are in effect until we have one for 2 p.m. and also one for 1:45 p.m. So if I cue these, you can see George, Greene, Perry, Stone counties in effect until 2 p.m. And also we do have one for Clark County until 1:45 p.m. for today. So we do have this weather. We're just starting off our day. We're into our Wednesday. If you're heading out for lunch, you're probably seeing some of these, but just make sure as we continue further on into our afternoon that you are staying weather aware with these storms. And
I want to talk more about the forward speed of these storms. It looks like the individual tornado possibly located near Van Cleve as of the top of the hour was moving northeast at 50 miles an hour. So that's a pretty fast forward speed according to the National Weather Service out of New Orleans. The actual squall line itself is moving a little slower, but we are indicating a 50 mile per hour forward speed, so there won't be a whole lot of time to prepare. We've got it near Big Point, Wade, and Hurley by 1:15 according to the National Weather Service out of New Orleans, and you can see how fast that line is advancing towards Hurley. So that's a pretty fast forward speed. If the line holds together and there is indeed a tornado within this line, we'll have to be watching out into Mobile County. And right now, meteorologist Jennifer Lamb Chambers is covering that. Also, you may note the video on the other side of the screen. That is our storm tracker vehicle currently located in Mobile County and traveling closer to the area of concern. We're positioning crews in case we do have damage so we can bring the pictures to you on Fox 10 News at 4 and 5 p.m. Hopefully we won't find any. Looking out there right now with our live cameras, very, very messy. And then, of course, also tracking it with our storm tracker vehicle. All right, looking at the storm track here, you can see we've got it as far as the cities that are within the path of this with a 50-mile-per-hour forward speed. We've got it in Pascagoula by 1:11 p.m. We've got it in Grand Bay by 1:24 p.m. and continuing to track it on off as it's working on off towards the north and east in our area. So there's also a severe thunderstorm warning in effect that was just issued. The alert just came down Baldwin County and also George County, and those are going to be in effect until 2:15 p.m. So we've got a couple of new severe thunderstorm warnings. And what's happened here is the National Weather Service in Mobile is monitoring this for rotation. The rotation is not in Mobile County yet, but we've actually extended the warning into George County, Greene County, Mobile County, and into Baldwin County. So very active out there with weather right now. We have multiple counties under severe thunderstorm warnings. Baldwin County, including the eastern shore. Mobile County is under a severe thunderstorm warning right now. George County and Greene counties also under severe thunderstorm warnings. And then we have a tornado warning right now for Jackson County, Mississippi. We're also adding in a severe thunderstorm warning right now for Clark County. There are a lot of moving parts to this. This is breaking weather information. This is just coming down to us, and so we're covering it here for you on Fox 10 News. We've got our storm tracker truck headed out to where we're seeing that intense line going out over parts of southern Mobile County right now. And then, of course, we're watching down and through here as we're tracking the situation ahead of those two possible rotation areas for the possibility of some issues there. Let's go back to our line here. I want to look at the potential for rotation along that line. This is certainly, without a doubt, a severe thunderstorm situation. It may also indeed be a tornadic situation. A tornado warning is issued when one has either been spotted by emergency management personnel, or we see rotation, or the National Weather Service indicates rotation on radar. And looking at it here, National Weather Service out of New Orleans, 2 areas of rotation are being monitored for very fast moving possible tornadoes across Jackson County. One potentially affecting Hurley. The other one that was near Van Cleve earlier is rapidly transitioning towards the community of Escatawpa, which is north of Pascagoula on Highway 63 near the Highway 63 exit on Interstate 10. You can see a notch right here, a little hook signature there, and then another one up here closer to Hurley. Those would be the 2 areas of concern based on the presentation on radar. Also looking inside of it here with our velocity product where we can see inbound, outbound signature. We're definitely getting gusty winds here. We do not see a well-defined couplet. Normally you just see green and red right next to each other in a tight formation. That would be indication of a tornado that would be on the ground, but there's definitely rotation within the cloud. And we are seeing some presentation on radar that indicates there could be a tornado that drops down. So we'll be watching for that here coming across rapidly Jackson County under a tornado warning for 2 possible rotation areas, one here along Interstate 10 and Highway 63, the other one further up Highway 63 near Hurley. And some of the communities right here along this and some of the roads right in there. There's the Helena community right there. And then you can also see some of the roads right in through here along and off of Highway 63. So that's where we're seeing the situation there. I'd like to bring the radar up full so that I can show better what's going on with this. And thank you very much. And there's Escatawpa right there. Here's Highway 613. That's going to link back up here along 614. 614 is an extension of Airport Boulevard. So if you're in Mobile County, you take Airport Boulevard out past Mobile Regional Airport, and then you pick up Highway 614. That's going to take you through and across Highway 63 around Hurley, and then back on off in the direction of the Pascagoula River. This area of rotation for about the last 10 minutes or so, both areas of rotation really have been more located over the Pascagoula River Delta, but this particular area that we've been watching as Jennifer's rocking the radar a little bit is now past the Pascagoula River. It's going to be south of Hurley, and that's the one we're watching right there, along with this one right here around Escatawpa. So the storm that was near Van Cleve at the top of the hour with a 50-mile-per-hour forward speed, now at 1:14 p.m., is now quickly raced across the Pascagoula River Delta and is now out over the rural sections of Jackson County south of Hurley, and it's tracking to the east-northeast, and it's getting closer to Mobile County. It'll be interesting to see if the National Weather Service out of Mobile extends the tornado warning over into Mobile County. This is certainly getting close to the Mobile Regional Radar Site, which the National Weather Service in Mobile is going to be closely monitoring that radar and making a determination if they want to extend the warning or not, because it's going to be very close to the radar. It should be a very, very good picture of what's coming across from Jackson County. Looking at Leakesville and Lucedale, these two areas here are included in severe thunderstorm warnings. Then we get over into Mobile County. Almost all of Mobile County right now is under a severe thunderstorm warning, with the anticipation of that line racing on off to the east at 50 miles an hour heading our way. Ultimately, because the system is moving very quickly, we do have it over into Baldwin County, and that should be arriving around 2 or 2:15, and that's why this warning has a long expiration time. That's going to be about an hour from now that the severe thunderstorm warning is expected to expire. So at this point, we are indicating, this is one of our MDOT cameras too, and this is a really good location too. That is going to be right about here. This is Highway 63 north at Interstate 10, and this is where, pretty close to where we're seeing one of those areas of rotation coming through. Thankfully, looking at this MDOT traffic camera, we are not seeing rotation or any sign of a funnel cloud or any issues in that particular spot right there, but we do see visibility beginning to decrease as the rain rates are beginning to increase. So zooming in on this area with our radar here, and also showing you some of the times that we're expecting this squall line to arrive. Lucedale by 1:18, the Dawes area by 1:33, Saraland by 1:49, Mobile by 1:55. So we've got about 30 minutes to 45 minutes before it arrives into Mobile, and then across the bay over towards Bay Minette at 2:14 p.m. So about an hour from now should be getting over into central Baldwin County. This is showing the signs of developing into a sizable enough cluster of showers and thunderstorms that it's likely going to sweep across the entire southern section of our forecast area and affect a number of communities over the next several hours as a cluster of showers and storms that comes through. Right now located in Jackson County, you can see there's Lucedale, severe thunderstorm warning here. Hurley, we are under a tornado warning here for Hurley right now, and that extends down to Interstate 10. We continue with showers and thunderstorms all the way down to Pascagoula. The Pascagoula area is not included in the warning right now. Areas ahead of this tornado warning would be Seven Hills, also Wilmer, and then potentially the Agricola area also included in this, as this line is tracking rapidly on off to the east. Now, this right here, this is Highway 63 right here coming down to Interstate 10. You can see they're past the warned area at this point as far as where we're seeing the rotation. So it looks like the rotation is actually past Highway 63 and I-10. The conditions are starting to improve there. The line has advanced about 5 or so miles to the east there, possibly as much as about 10 miles to the east of that location there. So that's why that location is actually looking at some improvements now that we're just going over to the embedded portion of the thunderstorm. The greatest potential for gusty winds is certainly going to be along the leading edge of this squall line, and we can see it bowing out a little bit there as well. So that's definitely a concern there. Even if we're not getting a tornado, I don't advise travel at this point. If you're in Mobile County and you're thinking about traveling anywhere in the southern part of the county, we got a real nasty storm going on right now in Jackson County. It's moving to the east at 50. You need to stay where you are and not get out on the roadways and be traveling in this. Very, very messy on the roadways, and we have the potential for severe thunderstorm winds without a doubt from this. Also within that, we are looking at a rotation area right here, which is now just south of, it looks like, Hurley, and then that's tracking on off to the east towards Mobile Regional Airport. So watch it out for that as well as this line is moving across. Right now that is located near the community of Big Point in Jackson County. That's where we're seeing the greatest area of rotation right now along the leading edge of that squall line. And it looks like we're back on Interstate 10 with our storm tracker now.
Yeah, that's I-10 westbound.
I-10 westbound. So I was recognizing some of the landmarks there. We are westbound on Interstate 10. We are driving into the teeth of that storm. Now, keep in mind the most intense part of the storm may be a little north of our storm tracker. So that's going to be more up here out 614. But still, we're going to be driving into that squall line here with our storm tracker vehicle this afternoon. And that's the advantage of the capability of the technology of the storm tracker vehicle that we have. It's a very, very sturdy vehicle. Has all the bells and whistles for us to be able to bring you live pictures from the storm tracker itself. And that way we can broadcast live, and we can do it even with someone driving the car and the camera's all fixed, it's all set up, and they just press a button and everything starts streaming. So it's hands-free for the driver. We're going westbound right now. It looks like in the Grand Bay area.
There is a new tornado warning right now for Mobile, Baldwin counties.
Okay.
It was a severe thunderstorm capable. It's located over Big Point, 10 miles northeast, and is moving northeast at 45 miles per hour. So this is a brand new tornado warning currently in effect until 2:15 p.m.
Okay, so we've got a tornado warning in effect for Mobile County until 2:15. So what's happened here is the tornado warning that was in effect for Jackson County, Mississippi is now in effect for Mobile County, and that's going to remain in effect for a little less than the next hour. That's going to be for about the next 55 minutes. Very serious situation now that this is getting into the core of our viewing area. It's crossing over out of Mississippi and moving into Alabama, and you can see how ominous clouds are looking from our storm tracker vehicle. The warning is going to begin just north of Grand Bay Wilmer Road and then extend up towards, it looks like, about Big Creek Lake here. So it's going to make it across Grand Bay Wilmer all the way up to Big Creek Lake there and around Tanner Williams. And then you can see right in through here, this is Moffett Road here. Here is Interstate 65. This is Interstate 10. There's Grand Bay. Here's Mila Battery. And then there is the Hurley area. This is the area we're watching right here for a possible tornado. It's the area that stands out the most right now on the radar. It looks like what was, Jennifer, two distinct areas of rotation. The primary focus is on this one right here.
Yes.
At this point near Big Point. So we've got this thing coming across the Escatawpa River near Highway 614 and tracking along 614, which becomes Airport Boulevard. It is moving northeast. That's going to bring our possible tornado into the Seven Hills area. Union Church, Seven Hills area. Watch out. There's Union Church right there. Seven Hills is up in through here. Here is Grand Bay Wilmer Road coming south. This is Airport Boulevard continuing from Highway 614. We are under a tornado warning right now for a possible tornado located now just past the east of Big Point. It's traveling east and it's getting very close to the Alabama-Mississippi line, and it looks like it's going to go right over Airport Boulevard. We're also covering this with our storm tracker, which is a little further south out over Interstate 10, and watching a little further south along the line for you as well. But the tornado warning right now is currently located right now along and near the Escatawpa River on Highway 614, very close to the community of Agricola. And it's going to be continuing to track to the east-northeast, and that's going to bring it over towards Wilmer-Georgetown Road and areas along Airport Boulevard. Looks like this is going to be tracking generally towards Pace Nursery Road as well. And as it continues over towards Calvert Road, those are some of the roads there. We also have Newman Road right in through here as well, which links back up to Grand Bay Wilmer. These are all some of the streets and roads and neighborhoods that could be impacted. You're getting out out on the western edge of Mobile County here, so you're getting past a lot of the subdivisions. This is also tracking. It looks like it's going to be heading fairly close to Driscoll Farms, which is just south of Airport Boulevard there and north of Union Church. So we're watching out there. Also, Fred Freeland Road is another area that could be potentially impacted by this as well. So here's Airport Boulevard, some of the streets starting to pop up there. Newman Road as well. And we need to bring this up full so I can show you a little bit better what's going up on with the streets there. Here's Grand Bay Wilmer Road South. This is Tanner Williams Road. There's the rotation area. This is Highway 614. Here's Newman Road. There is an extension of Grand Bay Wilmer Road South. And so this is coming, this black line right here, that is the Mississippi-Alabama line. And we've got the rotation area, which is located here. And that's Highway 614. Our possible tornado is basically going straight for Seven Hills. And so you've got Grand Bay Wilmer here. You've got Big Creek Lake here. Big Creek comes down like this. And then to the east of there, you've got right in through here, Pace Nursery Road is one of the areas that could be potentially impacted, and then eventually out towards the Snow Road area. And based on this, we're going to the east-northeast, it could even pass over the southern sections of Sims. We'll have to watch out for that too, Jennifer, as this line comes across Airport Boulevard. Also potentially included in this could be the south side of Sims. Also, based on the angle this thing's taken, it's going to come very close to Mobile Regional Airport.
That's what I'm thinking, is that I backed it up just a little bit so we could see that track that it is taking. You can see that bright portion on it, that bright green. And if we back it up, you can see that northeasterly motion that it's taking at 45 miles per hour.
Right.
It's very fast moving and heading right towards the radar.
So the National Weather Service out of New Orleans was saying forward speed northeast at 50. National Weather Service out of Mobile, which now that it's in Mobile County, it's under their jurisdiction, is saying a forward speed of 45 miles an hour,
yes,
which is about the same. So it's a very, very fast moving deal. And this is not going to be one of these situations where you can run out and be able to view this thing. It's moving so quick. I would definitely err on the side of taking shelter now south of Wilmer and from about Big Creek Lake southward here for the possibility of this rotation area here tracking on off to the east. And right now this is a Doppler radar indicated tornado, so we're treating it as if there is a tornado on the ground. There is a notch in the line right here. There's another one to the south too, but this warning is really for this particular rotation area at this point. That could change, but what we're watching is that area there where we have a bit of a hook signature along that line. And even if this is not producing a tornado, it is likely producing severe thunderstorm winds. Our wind gusts are going to be at about 60 miles per hour as it's tracking on off towards the east-northeast. And let's take a look at some of the times here. We've got it at Big Creek Lake by 131, Sims by 138. We mentioned that it could potentially move across the south portion of Sims, and so especially the south of Moffett Road area. I'm talking about down Snow Road area in Sims. 138. If it holds together, we would be seeing this rotation area coming across really the areas north of I-10 in Mobile County, and that would include Cushla, it would include Saraland, it would include Chickasaw, and we've got our times up here now based on that 45 mile per hour forward speed. And ultimately, because the reason why Baldwin County is included in this warning is because this line would be arriving in Baldwin County before the expiration time, which would be around 2:11. Our expiration time on this is 2:15. We even got it potentially getting closer to Stockton as it's tracking towards the east-northeast. So the area in red is what's under the tornado warning right now. The areas that are in orange are under severe thunderstorm warnings. We have severe thunderstorm warnings for Clark County, George County, Greene County, Mobile County, and Baldwin County. Then you get into the red areas. That's where we're currently under a tornado warning. I would expect the tornado warning to expire in the next 3 minutes for Jackson County, because this rotation area, it looks like it's going to be just about out of Jackson County. By then it's going to be crossed over across into Alabama. It's going to move out of the Mississippi line. It's going to be solely an issue for Mobile County and Baldwin County within about the next 3 to 5 minutes, as this rotation area will be moving out of Jackson County, and it's going to continue to work across West Mobile County, West Mobile, Sims, Union Church, Seven Hills. And taking a look at it, looks like our storm tracker has moved in the direction that we're traveling now. We're heading towards Hillcrest Road. Is that correct? Okay, so we're heading towards Hillcrest Road in Mobile. Looks like we're, okay, that would be the Solly Road area, or coming up from Tillman's Corner, I think. Okay, there you go. We're about to turn right on Hillcrest right now. So we're going north with our storm tracker, and that's going to put our storm tracker in position to intercept this better as we gain latitude here and go north up. We're going north up Hillcrest Road right now. We're on that southern extension of Hillcrest Road right now and traveling up into West Mobile. So our storm tracker is going to be located about right in through here north of Tillman's Corner, not far away from the Dawes area. We're going to be right here into the core of the warning here. We got a rotation area there, and storm tracker is going north, traveling up towards Cottage Hill Road and traveling towards Airport Boulevard. So we're going to be watching that as well. And if we do have a tornado, it's going to be probably located on the left side of Hillcrest Road as we're going north with our storm tracker. So we're going to keep monitoring that. We're definitely getting closer to that situation there. So here's Seven Hills. This is Airport Boulevard. Rotation area is coming across Airport near Grand Bay Wilmer right now, and then that is tracking towards Mobile Regional Airport. We're going north with our storm tracker right now on Hillcrest, so we're going to be coming up pretty close to Providence and Airport Boulevard there as well about the time this should be arriving. And then south of Big Creek Lake in this area here, that's what we're watching. It's under the tornado warning right now. So far, I know, Jennifer, you've been monitoring National Weather Service chat. Have we had any reports of damage out of this? This is a Doppler radar indicated tornado, but are we actually getting any reports of a tornado on the ground at this point?
No, there hasn't been any new information coming from it. The most recent one was just this brand new tornado warning, which does expire at 2:15, so we still have 45 minutes with it. We'll continue to track it here and keep you updated, but that bright piece of rotation that we're seeing is what we're monitoring currently within it. Again, this is a fast-moving storm. It's moving northeast at 45 miles per hour. Currently, it is just that severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado. We did see a tornado warning earlier that was radar confirmed tornado on the ground. I was going to go ahead and take a look at that. We call it the correlation coefficient, and what it does is help us look inside the storm just to see if any of that debris is being lofted, but it does just look like it is very close to the radar site, so it's where we start to get a lot of activity, kind of that noisy activity with it. So I think it's a little bit too close to be able to see any of that within it, but just wanted to go ahead and update on that and what we're seeing.
Yeah, it looks like we're cloaked a little by the radar dome, and this radar site is located at Mobile Regional Airport. You can see the icon right there and then the sweep, and so looking inside of it at this point, it's hard to make out if there's any debris at this point. Looking at it, these could be F0 or F1 tornadoes if they do form up today based on what we're seeing with the ingredients in the atmosphere, and so we may not get debris, but we still may be having damage going on. And I can guarantee you the winds are strong enough with a severe thunderstorm along this line to be creating power outages, make it for hazardous driving conditions. Also, the potential of seeing gusty winds knocking down trees could cause damage to roofs and siding, that kind of thing, just based on what we're seeing with the potential of a severe thunderstorm in this area. So here is Mobile Regional Airport right there, and then our rotation area is located right in through here. And looking at some of the streets around the Seven Hills area, there's Calvert Road. That's one of the ones that we were talking about here, that's located right along Airport Boulevard that potentially could be impacted by this possible tornado. And we've got it moving on off here across the area as it's tracking towards the northeast. So we are looking at a possible tornado right now. Now at this point, it looks like we made it to Cottage Hill and Hillcrest with the storm tracker. It's moving north on Hillcrest. So our storm tracker is currently located about back in through here, coming up Hillcrest Road. And so at this point, as the storm tracker crosses Airport Boulevard, about in that location is where we're going to see that possible rotation area. If we do see a funnel cloud dropping down out of this, it would be on the left side of the picture that is on your screen there with our storm tracker vehicle. So we've got our exclusive storm tracker out, keeping an eye on the skies, and then we're also watching it with our radar. So we have our ground truth reports and then also what's going on radar as far as the potential for rotation. The area of concern right now that is under a tornado warning is the Airport Boulevard area in West Mobile. It's going to be out near Mobile Regional Airport. Don't let your guard down if you're further to the east on Airport, though, because this thing is moving off toward the east-northeast at 45 miles an hour. It's going to be quickly coming across Airport Boulevard. You can see as we're going up towards Airport right now on Hillcrest, definitely not a great travel day at all. A lot of cars are out on the road. They may not be aware that we're under a tornado warning at this point. A lot of folks may be tuning in right now because your cell phone may be going off with warnings going on, and that's why we're here for you on Fox 10 News. We're here to let you know where we're seeing the problem, where the problem is, and when the problem will be over so you can plan accordingly and get on with your day. At this point, it's centered up mainly in western Mobile County. It's located just to the west of Mobile Regional Airport. The area of rotation is right there around Airport Boulevard, and it's tracking on off up Airport Boulevard as it's working closer to Schillinger's Road and also closer to Hillcrest Road with our rotation area. Where you see that bright blue right in through there near Calvert, that's an area that we're watching right there. This is the Calvert and Pace Nursery area, and this will be continuing to advance on off towards the east-northeast as it moves across parts of Mobile County. Jennifer?
Yeah, so I'm just continuing to, I'm monitoring social media, and so I had some people requesting road names, and so that's why I zoomed in a lot tighter on this. Right now what it's monitoring is over Calvert Road, crossing Johnson Road, just traveling along Airport Boulevard. Again, this is moving northeast very fast, and so the additional roads in this path of it would be Flagstone Drive, also Snow Road South, Dykes Road. I keep having to turn my head for it, but I'm going to continue to zoom out just to see what else is in the path of it. So we can see that motion with it as well as it's continuing. It's getting really close to that Mobile Airport, and so that's right where that radar is. You can see that dome just on the right side of that screen, so that's what's making it just a little bit harder to pick up on what we are currently seeing with it. It is getting very close to that, but just crossing over Airport, continuing towards Snow Road, eventually making its way towards Tanner Williams Road. And as I zoom out, it's going to head towards Schillinger Road as well with that path. So if we zoom out just a little bit further, you can see that path that it is taking, moving northwest, will eventually cross over the airport towards Schillinger, along with Howells Ferry and Ziegler Boulevard. So we're continuing to track this. Again, I'm monitoring any comments that are on our social media currently. If you have questions or just even reporting where you are, I was seeing someone saying that they were having power flicker on in that Mississippi line in 614, that they had lost power twice and that they were seeing those heavy winds and that rain. So thank you, Melissa, for reporting that. Just continuing to monitor. If anyone is in this area and if you're seeing any of this, let us know, because we always say the best eyes are the eyes on the ground, but also make sure that you are staying safe and doing that too.
Yeah, just taking a look at this situation right now with the possibility of severe weather in the area. We've got Mobile Regional Airport right there. There's Baker High School, and we've got the possible rotation area right near Seven Hills. So taking a look at some of the streets that are located in this area here, we're getting close to Schillinger's Road. As we take a look at it, there is Eliza Jordan Road right there. So, you know, we're getting real close to some of the neighborhoods in the more densely populated neighborhoods that are located here in western Mobile County. Sasser Lane, we've got Repole Road, and further to the north here as well. As we take a look, there is Dias Road there. This is a major thoroughfare right here. This is Snow Road, and it looks like this thing has just about made it to Snow Road as it's coming up Airport Boulevard. So Airport Boulevard and Snow Road, you can see right in through there, we've got that rotation area. Now, we just had a new radar image coming in. These radar images are coming in fairly frequently with this storm close to us, and it looks like now the rotation area is going to be pretty much right on top of Mobile Regional. The reason why we can't see it is it's just underneath this circle right here, which is a little cone of uncertainty that occurs right near the actual radar site. But based on the presentation, we would think that the rotation area is going to be pretty much right on top of Airport Boulevard. Schillinger's Road runs down from Moffett Road and extends all the way to the south down towards Airport here. Schillinger's Road right now, you're under a tornado warning, especially Schillinger's Road along Airport and Tanner Williams. That particular area here, Dyson Boulevard, Cody as well will be included in this, and I expect this to move across Moffett Road, Jennifer, as it moves across potentially the University of South Alabama, especially the north side of the campus and the Ziegler area, and then tracks on up across, working towards the north there as we get up towards Moffett Road. We're continuing to travel north right now. It appears on Hillcrest as well, moving on up here in Mobile County with our storm tracker. And what's going on is this storm Our storm tracker is located right in through here, and the bad part of the storm is coming across from the airport, and that's where it's going to be coming from, out ahead of the storm tracker, and then on the left-hand side of the screen as the storm tracker is moving north up Hillcrest. That's going to put our storm tracker pretty close to the University of South Alabama, which is one of the areas that I mentioned this rotation area is generally drawing closer to. It may even transition up a little further on the north side of South Alabama here too, as it's moving off to the north. So tornado warning for Mobile County, and that's going to stay in effect until 2:15. That extends over into Baldwin County for a possible tornado over Mobile Regional Airport traveling towards the east-northeast. We picked up on this as it was coming across Jackson County. Jackson County, not technically in our area, but it's an area of rotation, and we saw it coming right for Mobile County, so we wanted to break in and let you know what was going on there, that hey, if you're in Mobile County, you need to be watching out because we've got a possible tornado coming our way. And here it is, and you can see how nasty the skies look too as we're traveling north on looks like Hillcrest Road there, and it looks like we're close to the Cody Road area as well on Hillcrest. So we're making progress as we're continuing to move north right now with our storm tracker and get in position for this possible area of rotation. Now hopefully this thing is not producing a tornado. If you see damage in your area or you see a tornado, post it on our Facebook page, Fox 10 News, or send it to report@fox10tv.com. We would love to hear from you and get some of the latest information of what you're seeing on the ground there, any possibility of damage in your area. We certainly are not wishful that we'll have any type of problems, but if we do have a confirmed tornado, we need to know, because that certainly impacts the situation and we can help pinpoint exactly where that possible tornado might be located. Tornado warning right now for Mobile County, and that's going to stay in effect until 2:15 p.m. The possible rotation area is going to be tracking right over Mobile Regional Airport right now, and it's tracking towards the Providence Hospital area, University of South Alabama, Cody Road, Ziegler Boulevard, areas along Schillinger. We've got that rotation area just about right on top of Schillinger's right now, Jennifer.
Yes, we do. And also that camera right there is on Greenlaw Road heading towards Schillinger. That's going to be our cameraman Guy out there that is tracking it right there on Greenlaw Road. Also, I do want to zoom out really fast because there has been a couple of updates with our warning system. Currently, the entire area is under that severe thunderstorm watch for the remainder of the day. That will be until 9 p.m. tonight, so we're just going to continue to monitor that. Also, we do have additional severe thunderstorm warnings currently coming out for a lot of our other areas, but right now there is only one tornado warning in place. That is for Mobile counties and Baldwin County. So if you are in those areas, make sure that you are taking shelter. This does include Saraland. This is just short of Bay Minette. Includes Pritchard, includes Sims, Magnolia Grove, the Mobile Airport, USA. I did get some folks saying that they were at the University of South Alabama. So yes, you do want to go ahead and be in your shelter, be in your safe place, because all of those areas are currently within some of these within this tornado warning that still is in effect until 2:15 p.m. So we're going to continue to watch this. Going to go ahead and go back to what that line of storms is currently looking like on this map. You can see quickly moving through Mobile County. As we stop that movement, again, we're continuing to track where this thunderstorm warning or this tornado warning is. But unfortunately, it is right over that dome, and that's going to be where that radar site is. And just above it, you can't get anything from it. So until it gets past where that radar is, then we currently don't have that current track of it as it is making its way over that dome, just heading most likely going to be over Old Shell Road, heading towards USA, north of Providence Hospital. We might have just gotten a brand new scan with that too.
Still hard to see right now.
Yes, it is.
It's in that cone of uncertainty right now. We just need to get one or two more scans, but it does look like that the core of the storm has moved past Mobile Regional Airport and is now transitioning closer to University. Our area of concern right now would be in the Orchard community. It's going to be close to Cody Road and Old Shell Road. It's going to be right in this area here, and we're just having to interpolate a little bit here because the storm and the rotation area is moving right on top of the radar site. But we do have multiple views here for you, including a home there in West Mobile. And then our storm trackers are out right now in Mobile County, some of which are intercepting the very, very heavy rain that's going on in the area right now. So we're going to keep watching for any damage in the area. If you see any damage, please bring us the reports posted on our Facebook page, Fox 10 News. There's Old Shell Road. Here is Cody. This is the LaFleur Dry area. Also up towards Magnolia Grove here. We've got back off towards Schillinger's Road. These are all areas that are included. Now, what's ahead of this as far as some of the areas that could possibly be impacted? We've got the University of South Alabama right here, High Point Boulevard, Overlook Road, Forest Hill area, and Moffett Road, and then eventually I-65, especially north of Moffett and getting up towards 8 Mile. These are areas that are going to be included in this possible warning. Let's track this thing and see what's happening with a 45-mile-per-hour forward speed. Just get an updated storm track of some of the areas that would be included in this possible tornado warning right there near Magnolia Grove. And we've got a broad squall here because it looks like the potential for rotation is really broad here along this line. And we got it in the Pritchard area by 154. We've got it in Saraland by 156, Stockton by 218, and then Bay Minette by 225, and the Ewing Farms area by 542 as it moves out over the Tensas Delta. So we've got this thing going over into potentially Baldwin County. And what's going to happen is once it clears Mobile, it's going to start riding up Interstate 65, and it could be going right along Interstate 65 with the rotation area. Looks like we got a little more definition with that last image coming in, Jennifer. Again, right in through here in the heart of that polygon, we do have still a bit of a hook signature showing up along that squall line right there. So this is live weather coverage here that we're bringing to you on Fox 10 News. This all started just before the top of the hour. Possible rotation areas were located in Jackson County. Now our rotation area, which is showing actually pretty robust definition here, not what we'd like to see. Currently located near Overlook Road. Without a doubt, we're getting gusty winds here, but we may indeed have a tornado as well, as we're starting to see a bit of a couplet forming up here. Now this thing is traveling out from underneath the cone of uncertainty and getting back out in an area where the radar can pick up on it. We're seeing what possibly could be a tornado coming across Moffett Road near Overlook Road, and that's going to put it moving on up to the north, up towards Shelton Beach Road as well. So we're going to have to watch out there. Here's Forest Hill right here. There's High Point Boulevard right there, our possible rotation area right here now, getting past the Orchard community and tracking across Moffett Road. Moffett Road is this orange line right down through here. That is Highway 98. It is a major thoroughfare, certainly for Mobile. And we've got Wolf Ridge Road coming down here. This is tracking basically right for Bear Fork, Wolf Ridge, and the Shelton Beach area as it moves back across the northern sections of Mobile. It's going to be moving across now getting further away from West Mobile. It's currently located in West Mobile, but it's about to transition into North Mobile. If you're in North Mobile, you need to be prepared for a possible tornado. We're looking at rotation being indicated by our storm tracker Doppler radar right here around Overlook Road, and it is tracking northeast at 45 miles an hour, and it's headed towards High Point, Bear Fork, and also Wolf Ridge Road. We've got a new tornado warning that just came down. This is new information as well. We've got 2 tornado warnings for Mobile County right now, folks. This is a new one. It's for the Citronelle area. It's up around Boothtown and Lott Road. So we've got one right now in the heart of Mobile, in the Mobile metro area. We've got another one in northern Mobile County, a possible tornado near Boothtown and Georgetown on Lott Road, and that's going to be tracking up and parallel to Prine Road and crossing Highway 45 and then transitioning to the north towards Mount Vernon, McIntosh. So Washington County and also Clark County are going to be included in the tornado warning for this cell here. There is a lot going on. We've got a lot of advisories to bring to you. Let's just widen out just a little bit, and I want to show you what we're seeing here. All right, the pink, that's the severe thunderstorm watch. That means that we could see severe thunderstorms at any time this afternoon and this evening. The orange areas are under severe thunderstorm warnings. That's no joke. This is a stronger than average storm. It can produce gusty winds in excess of 60 miles per hour and also potentially some hail. Then the red areas, they are the tornado warnings. We've got a new tornado warning. So right now there's a tornado warning in effect for Mobile County. There's a tornado warning in effect for Baldwin County. That would be for central Baldwin. And then there's also one in effect for northern Mobile County, southern Washington, extreme north Baldwin County up near Dixie Landing and Little River, and then also southern Clark County as well as southeastern Washington County under a tornado warning right now. So 2 tornado warnings currently in effect for our area for 2 different areas of rotation. Let's break it down. First, I want to update you on the one that's on top of the Mobile metro area. And we'll look inside this storm here, and so we're going to have a possible tornado located right in through here. It looks like it's getting up towards 8 Mile now. It's starting to bear down on 8 Mile. We've got a rotation area here along 158, which Highway 158 up near Saraland, and then a little further to the south, here's High Point Boulevard. There's 8 Mile, and here's the rotation area right here that we're watching. We've got Pine Grove, Forest Hill. It's right on top of Forest Hill right now. There's Shelton Beach Road. We talked about Shelton Beach Road. There's Shelton Beach Road right there. That rotation area is pretty much right on top of you. A very, very dangerous thunderstorm coming through with the possibility of a tornado. Also, we're monitoring the scene right now with our crews that are out driving around, keeping track of this. Looks like we've got somebody on Airport Boulevard right there heading east. And then here, it looks like we're on the interstate here, so we're going up Interstate 65 with this crew right there, Jennifer. So we've got 2 storm trackers, which are actually positioned pretty close to some of the areas that we've mentioned. Right now, the possible rotation area is right along the leading edge of the line. If you get a tornado forming up, it is normally along the leading edge of the line, which would be where we would see most likely to have the damaging winds occurring. And a possible tornado located here, and then this is the second one right here. So we need to pay some attention to this one. This is the second tornado warning for that couplet right there. This is Gulf Crest Road. Okay, so this just came across Lott Road, and we've got it at Gulf Crest Road near Navarre.
I would almost say that one would be 2 over Roberts Road. It almost looks like there's 2 different areas.
There actually are 2, and so if you look at the polygon, the first polygon is picking this one up here, but we may see a new warning issued for this one. And Jennifer's pointing this out. So right now we have 2 warnings for 2 rotation areas, but there's a third that's just materializing. We may see another warning for it. Roberts Road in Chunchula. Don't let your guard down. It's a little broad right there, but it's tracking towards Celeste Road. Roberts Road hooks back up with Celeste Road. There's Celeste Road right there. Here's Roberts Road right there. There's your possible tornado there. There's definitely some strong rotation right there. It's going to move across Celeste Road shortly if it hasn't already. So in the Celeste Road, Kelly Trail area and into Roberts Road, we've got a rotation area there. The second one right here that's in the polygon is in Gulf Crest near Malone Road, and that's going to be heading up towards Citronelle. So we have a warning for that one too. And then further to the south, right now we've got a warning up for this here, which is getting real close to Chickasaw. So right there, this is without a doubt a severe thunderstorm. I mean, you can see it bowing out right there. And that's likely causing damaging winds near Bear Fork Road. But also, not to make light of the severe thunderstorm, but we also have a tornado warning in effect for this area too. So here's 8 Mile, here's Shelton Beach Road, and looking at it right here, there is Wolf Ridge Road. These are some of the roads that are being impacted by this as it's moving off towards the east-northeast. Let's do some storm tracking, both on really all 3 of these rotation areas with a forward speed at 45 miles an hour. And so the first warning here, possible tornado located near Bear Fork Road and Wolf Ridge. It's tracking into Baldwin County. The forward speed's at about 50 miles an hour. It may not hold together to make it all the way to Admore, but we extended our cone out that far just to show you. And we've got it going across North Mobile right now, so through 156. It will clip Chickasaw, and Saraland. Those are areas that could be impacted. And then down the road, we've got it over towards Bay Minette at 2:22 p.m. and then near the Dias area by 2:31, as well as Atmore through 2:48. New information coming down. I'm going to go right to Jennifer. Jennifer, what are you hearing?
Yeah, so the Mobile County Sheriff Office, they do have reports of a tornado touchdown west-east of Gulf Crest headed towards Citronelle and Mount Vernon.
Okay, so this area here, we've had reports of a tornado touchdown near the Gulf Crest area, and that is for this warning here. So we're watching out. You can see the hook signature there, and matching up with the hook, we've got our inbound outbound velocity, which is right here, and this is going to be near Sand Ridge Road. All right, we've got Gulf Crest Road. All right, this is Highway 45 right here, and our rotation area right there. We've also got another one here, so there's two. But the one that possibly touched down is going to be this one here over Gulf Crest Road. This is the Roberts Road rotation area, and then this is the Gulf Crest Road rotation area right here on the far left-hand side of your screen. Right now we've got a possible tornado that's touched down near Malone Road and Gulf Crest Road, and it is tracking towards Sand Ridge Road, and it's headed up towards Citronelle. That's that one. Okay, then we have this one, which right now there's not a warning for, but it's definitely very ominous looking on radar here for a possible tornado near Roberts Road, now a little north of there, and crossing Celeste Road here, and we may have some debris right there.
I think we do, yeah.
Looks like we've got some debris. So we had a report of a tornado here on Sand Ridge, but this one, from what we're seeing on radar, may be on the ground. Jennifer?
I think you're right. I just went ahead and circled that debris of what we're just barely seeing in this, but that is looking like it could be verified with that. And I'll keep a monitor on NWS chat just to see if they do have, oh yeah, and then on that very new sweep scan too. All
right, yeah, we're going to need to send a crew to Celeste Road, north of Roberts Road, just where the road begins to bend back towards the west. We may have some debris going on right there. If you're in the Pinola community or you're along Celeste Road, you should be sheltered in place right now at the lowest floor of your home, away from windows. When we see debris like this is a very serious situation, because not only do we have the rotation area that we picked up on our Doppler radar, but also we're getting confirmation from our dual pole Doppler radar product using our correlation coefficient that shows us exactly what is going on about possible debris. The new radar can see raindrops, but it can also see what's raindrops and what's not raindrops. And debris will show up as a bright ball within a rain shield. So it's other things, tree limbs, debris, things aloft getting sucked up by a possible tornado. And if we turn the radar off and just show you the warnings here, what's interesting is the warned areas, that is not actually marking up with a warned area right now. Jennifer, that's something that we picked up here with our storm tracker. The warned area is for the Gulf Crest tornado, for this one. That's just coming across Highway 45 right here. But where we have our debris ball is our Roberts Road, Celeste Road possible tornado that's actually not technically in the polygon or just on the edge of the polygon here. Yeah,
it kind of leaves Mount Vernon, Chastang out of it. So if you guys are in those areas, you might not be in that tornado warned area, but go ahead and get into your safe space, especially with this one.
This is a great point that Jennifer's bringing to you here. If you're in Chastang or Mount Vernon and you're not really technically in the polygon, disregard that, because we got debris coming across Celeste Road, and we may have a tornado on the ground, and it may be technically running up the edge of the warned area. But bottom line is there are 3 areas of rotation that we are watching here on Fox 10 News this afternoon. One crossing Highway 45 near Gulf Crest and getting close to Prime Road and Citronelle. Another one crossing Celeste Road right now, and then we've got this one right here, which does not look good at all to me. This is in Chickasaw, so we may have a tornado going on right now in Chickasaw. It's crossing Highway 43. It's about to move out over the Delta. But this right here is showing without a doubt gusty winds, and this is Craft Highway, here's Highway 43, there's Saraland, this is Chickasaw right here. And we may be getting a tornado going on right here to the east of Interstate 65 in Chickasaw, and it is moving towards the northeast at about 45 miles an hour. That's going to put it out over Chickasaw, and then it's going to move it out over the Tensas Delta. And then while it's over that rural area, it's an area that's very, very sparsely populated, not a lot of homes over the delta. And then we've got to watch out over in Hurricane and Crossroads as this thing moves over from Baldwin County and tracks on across 225. So this thing could come across the delta. There are 3 areas that we're watching. We've got Celeste Road that we're watching out for right now, headed towards Highway 43. We've got this, which just pulled out of Chickasaw, and it looks like that rotation area just moved out over the delta right now. And then we've got a third that's currently located right now in Citronelle. And we've got some crews out there right now, so we want to check in with some of our crews as well. We're going to be doing that. Look at this.
Yeah, they just now put that in that tornado warning.
Yeah, we've been talking about this. Our rotation area that we picked up on our storm tracker, there's now a new tornado warning for that warned area on Highway 43. So there are 3 right now that we're tracking. The National Weather Service has identified 3. We've identified 3. And it looks like just south of Mount Vernon and then around Citronelle, McIntosh. Anything in red is in a tornado warning right now, which pretty much is all of Mobile County. Not good. Also northern Baldwin County and along 225 and 59. We've got trees down. We've got some reports of some debris there. Cody Road. Okay. Tell me again where we're seeing the debris. It looks like we got a tree down there around Cody Road. Is that correct? Okay, Cody Road and Airport, one of our storm tracker vehicles has located some debris at Cody Road and Airport. These storms are real, folks. We're seeing trees down, and in some areas we've had debris being indicated by our storm tracker as well, as tornado warnings are up right now for Mobile County and tracking towards Baldwin County. We're getting reports of damage in our area, and we're also seeing possible debris aloft on our radar. Not good at all this afternoon with an active weather situation. If you were watching meteorologist Michael White this morning, he was alerting you about the possibility of severe weather in our area today. We are under a slight risk for severe weather today. The area of rotation that is occurring in our atmosphere is significant enough for us to be watching out for the possibility of tornadoes today. We've had a crew on standby ready to cover this if we've needed to, and obviously we've had to. This is not a good situation at all, having multiple tornado warnings in our area. General location is where we're getting possible damage, so we'll be watching that for you as well. Of course, we'll have all the pictures coming up on Fox 10 News at 4 and 5 p.m. I want to start out with our Delta tornado right now, located here to the east of Highway 43, traveling out over the Tensaw Delta. This is looks like it's going to pass over the Delta just north of Gravine Island, which is right in through here. It's near Bayou Kana, and it's going to be moving up the Mobile River. So we've got a rotation area there. It is cleared Highway 43, this rotation area right here. The second one's further north. Let's check out the Celeste Road area for possible debris. Still showing a debris signature here in Mobile County near the Pinola community here. This is Coy Smith Highway. This debris signature is tracking right for Mount Vernon. So, okay, we've got Coy Smith Highway right here, and this is Celeste Road, and we're looping it. Possible debris, tornado on the ground right now, coming up to the west of Chastain and tracking right for Mount Vernon. There's Coy Smith Highway. Here is Highway 43 right here. Here is Coy Smith Highway, and there's Citronelle. And this right here could be a tornado right now going on, because we're able to look inside the storm and we can see where it's raining and where we're seeing stuff other than rain. The rain's going to be the purple. This could be debris and a possible tornado on the ground getting really close to Coy Smith Highway. If you're anywhere here along Coy Smith Highway and Mount Vernon, you need to shelter in place right now. The lowest floor of your home, away from windows and a well-built structure. You don't have a lot of time. This thing is moving, is racing off to the northeast at 45 miles an hour. As we switch back over to velocity, you can see Jennifer was indicating that the velocity, the rotation area, is matching up with the debris ball. So that's another area of concern. It begins to reinforce the theme that we have a tornado that is ongoing here in northern Mobile County, very close to Mount Vernon. So Mount Vernon and Chastain, you are under a tornado warning right now. South of McIntosh, down around Calvert. We've got to watch out there as well as this rotation area is tracking towards Highway 43. We have debris going on right now at the Cody Road area where we've got crews going further to the north. We talked about that cell in Chickasaw going out over the Delta. This is that cell right there to the north. That right there is the view from our Daphne camera looking up at that nasty storm coming across the Delta right there. And there does appear to be a bit of a wall cloud forming up along that line there as well. But right now the area where we may have a tornado on the ground is going to be Coy Smith Highway in Mount Vernon. So we're definitely seeing that there as well. We'll switch back over to reflectivity. I want to track this one, Jennifer, so we can get some times up for the folks here, because this is going to be tornado warning number 2. We'll call it that right there. Current location is going to be located right in through here, very close to Mount Vernon. It's going to be moving off towards the east-northeast at about 45 miles per hour. Tracking up that polygon, if we extend it on out, that should work right there. Here are our times. We've got it in Mount Vernon shortly, within a minute or two, so not a lot of time in Mount Vernon. In fact, it's already on the southwest side of town. We do see the potential of this rotation area going out over the Delta, and so once it pops back out, we'll have to watch out in Baldwin County along Highway 59 for the Tensas community, which is right here. It looks like this rotation area will pass north of Stockton. However, we're going to have to watch out for the one further to the south that could affect Stockton. Then we've got it up near Mineola by 240 and then tracking up towards Uriah by 253. So definitely watch it out in this area here for the possibility of a tornado, because we've indicated debris with our dual pole product with our storm tracker. And this was one that was actually not warned initially, and the debris ball just showed up. We were looking at the rotation area that was forming and started checking it out. We could actually see the debris there. So when we have debris indicated on radar, that's a really strong indication that we've got a tornado on the ground, unfortunately. Okay, right in through here, strong thunderstorm. Rotation area should be right on top of Mount Vernon. The Gulf Crest tornado is going to be clear of Citronelle right now. So if you're in Gulf Crest, things are better. All right. We've had a tornado, it's over, and now we're getting into the embedded portion of the storm. If you're in Citronelle, it looks like the most dangerous part of the storm has now gone east of Citronelle and it's out on Coy Smith. It's moving up into Washington County. If you're in West Mobile right now, just want to let you know the heavy part of the storm has now cleared Interstate 65. So it's most likely that places that were under warnings earlier, like Seven Hills and West Mobile and down in the Grand Bay Wilmer Road area, we're going over to embedded thunder showers here, and the threat of a tornado has ended for you for the time being. It's along the leading edge in Mobile, up towards Saraland, up Highway 43 now. It's cleared Highway 45, and then up into Washington County, Sims Chapel, and up near Fairford, up to about Tibby. You're along this squall line with those multiple rotation areas going on along that line there, and we remain under a tornado warning for those spots. All of this is moving off towards the east-northeast, and this has had a history of producing damage. We've not confirmed actual tornadoes, but looking at what we've seen on radar with the inbound outbound velocities and the debris, and also the report of a tornado, the public report of a tornado around Gulf Crest, we know this line is capable of producing tornadoes. When it was over Jackson County, Mississippi, the rotation was not as well defined as what we're seeing now. This thing has actually ramped up as it's come across Mobile County. We started tracking it as it was in Jackson County, a little outside of our area, but we had concerns because it was tracking towards our area, so we went ahead with it here on Fox 10. All right, now the Delta tornado right now is still out over the Delta, and it looks like it's getting close to the hurricane landing area, and it's going to be located pretty close to the basin. It's going to be over Briar, Big Briar Lake and Mobile River and tracking towards the Tensas. So still, this looks like a situation where we could have a tornado going on, but it's currently over the Delta, which is an area that there's not a lot of houses, just some fish camps and that type of thing. Looking right now, this is a terrible look at a nasty thunderstorm here. You can see right there, from Daphne across Interstate 10, that is an awful looking cloud right there going across. I don't see a tornado on the ground here, but we are definitely looking at a wall cloud coming across the Tensas Delta here, tracking to the north of Blakely State Park and Cloverleaf, and it's going to be coming across near Hurricane and Crossroads. That's the area where the rotation area is. So we're in Daphne, and we're looking straight to the north into an awful looking cloud and severe thunderstorm without question. We may be just a little too far south to actually see the tornado, but we are close enough that we might still have that potential of seeing it coming across out of that cloud right there. That is a terrible looking situation, and this is why Baldwin County is also included in the tornado warning. The tornado warning for Mobile County, Mobile still seeing some rotation areas, but a lot of that rotation is now moving over towards Baldwin County and up into Washington and Clark counties. And this camera, high definition camera, is pointed at the leading edge of that squall line. Nasty looking storm coming across the Mobile-Tensas Delta right now. Let's go back to radar. I want to show you where that rotation area is and where some of the other areas of concerns are right now. We've got the cameras located here around Daphne, and it's looking up here into this part of the storm, and your rotation area is going to be up close to Cliffs Landing. So it's going to be about 10 or 15 miles north of that camera location. So we'll keep that going up in the corner of your screen. We also have our storm trackers out looking at damage right now in the Cody Road area and West Mobile. And then we have 3 tornado warnings in effect for our area right now that are beginning to make the transition out of Mobile County and into Baldwin County. Looking at those warnings, this is the first warning that we were watching. That's the first one that was issued that came out of Jackson County, and that one is out over the Delta. It's located about right in through here. We'll have to see if it's continued towards Bay Minette. I would be concerned there if right now if you're in the Hurricane Crossroads or Bay Minette area, you need to be staying with us here on Fox 10. This warning may be about to be continued further on off to the northeast. This tornado here, this warning, which is, I know there are not lines on these polygons, but it's located within this middle section of the warned area. It's going to be pretty close to Mount Vernon. We had a debris signature with that one, so we're going to look at that. And then this is the Gulf Crest tornado that was reported on the ground over towards Gulf Crest Road and Lott Road near Sandridge and Malone Road. That's tracking up towards Highway 43, and it's going to be in southern Washington County now. So 3 distinct warned areas right now on our storm tracker for tornadoes, and then the rest of the complex is all being warned as a severe thunderstorm warning, and that includes areas that you see there live with our Daphne camera. That's included in a severe thunderstorm warning right now. All right, so let's look at our debris signature that it was in that middle one, because we want to see what's going on in Mount Vernon, because we did have debris reported there earlier aloft, and that's going to be for a possible tornado located right in through here. And at this point, as we zoom in, that's about the location of the debris area. I think it's not as well defined. Normally a debris signature is very well defined, a ball. Okay, that's it right there. That's the debris. And then what may have happened is some of that debris might have been carried aloft in the upper portion of the storm, but there still could be some debris aloft right here along Highway 43 between McIntosh and Mount Vernon. So if there is a tornado, it's going to be right here on Highway 43 between McIntosh and Mount Vernon. Traveling northeast is going to go across Highway 43. This also is associated with some of the issues that we had with the Citronelle and Gulf Crest tornado there, but again, it's a bit broad. It's not as well defined with the debris signature. There are so many different Doppler radar products available to us here as meteorologists, and we're going to bring them to you and explain each one of these things to you. We're in full team coverage here with multiple tornado warnings in our area. Right right now we're looking at the debris signature. The other thing we can do is see, okay, Doppler radar. Which way are the winds going? Are they going towards the radar or away from the radar? Inbound, outbound velocity. That shows us rotation. Let's switch it over to our velocity product, and I'll show you where we have our rotation areas within that line as well. And then we'll do some storm tracking and give you an idea of what some of the areas that are included in this. New warning just got issued. Jennifer, I'm going to let you bring the folks the particulars on this one. It looks like our Mobile Tensaw Delta tornado that was over Chickasaw earlier is headed towards Bay Minette, and now central Baldwin is included in a tornado warning.
Yes, yeah, it is. It's also including Escambia County too within this. It is in effect until 3:15 p.m. This is even picking up in that speed too, now moving northeast at 55 miles per hour. So a very fast moving storm. This is going to include Bay Minette, Pineville, heading towards Atmore, Porch Creek, just still including that Stockton area, heading over 65 and also including 31 and 287. So if you are in this area, that's going to be that continuation of that tornado warning that passed over the Delta. I'm going to go ahead and check in on that velocity couplet just to see what it's still looking like. You can continue to see where that brightness is right just west of Bay Minette, passing over Hurricane as I zoom in closer, crossing over 225 right now, and that's what caused that continuation of that tornado warning.
Yeah, Hurricane Crossroads area, Highway 225, that area of concern right there. We're zooming in. Some of the streets are popping up now. We've got Cliffs Landing Road. We talked about Cliffs Landing as being an area that could be potentially impacted. We've got Sheehan Lane and Green Jordan Road, as well as Red Hill Road and Peden Road. And then eventually this could get up around Kilcrease and Bruce Beveridge Road. This is Bruce Beveridge Road right here. This is Kilcrease Road. This thing's going right for Kilcrease Road in central northern Baldwin County. And I expect it to catch up with Interstate 65 some as well. If you're in Bay Minette, all right, Bay Minette's right here. Looks like the rotation area will move across the north side of town if it impacts Bay Minette. So seeing that, okay, new updated image coming in. Here's Bay Minette. This is near Kilcrease Road and 225. Rotation area is going right up towards the north side of town. It's going to cross 59 and track up towards US 31 as well. It should parallel or move just north US 31, and it looks like it'll be just south of Stockton. And then this rotation area is headed for Rabun and Perdido. So it's going to be more on the northern side of Bay Minette, and it's going to get up here around Rabun and Perdido. Rabun's right up there on top of the banner, and this thing's going just about straight for Rabun. It may pass towards the south side of Rabun. These are the areas that you need to be watching out if you're in Baldwin County. If you're from Bay Minette north, I think down towards Pine Grove you may be okay, but Bay Minette north on 59 and then up, this is Rabun Road right here that leads up away from 59 and heads up into Rabun and crosses the interstate there at I-65. We're concerned about a possible tornado right here. We've got a pretty distinct couplet. It's had a history of producing damage, and it's crossing up into Baldwin County. So that's a new warning. It's an extension of an old warning, and it's moving up into Baldwin County, and that warning is going to stay in effect until around 3 o'clock this afternoon. Further on up, not as well defined, but right now up towards Mount Vernon, we are under a tornado warning for this area here. The rotation area may be just past Mount Vernon, and we just saw the warning drop. Okay, the Gulf Crest Road tornado that we were watching through Citradel and up towards McIntosh, that warning has been allowed to expire. So we're seeing some improvements there. But the warning for this particular polygon here has been continued for a possible rotation area that's now out over the Tensaw Delta past Mount Vernon, and it's tracking towards Tensaw right now. So it's moving on off towards the east-northeast towards Tensaw as it's tracking on off towards the north. Also included in this would be Mineola and Chrysler.
Yeah, so again, this is a new tornado warning that is in effect. That first one, that bottom one is going to be in effect until 3:15 p.m. We're continuing to track it. That one that was just canceled included that Clark, Mobile, and Washington counties. So still right now we do have 2 tornado warnings in effect. There are multiple severe thunderstorm warnings and also that severe thunderstorm watch. So a lot of colors going on across the table right now. But the areas that need to be alert and on high alert is Bay Minette and heading towards Atmore. This does have the potential to cross over 65 too. So if you do know anyone that is driving over that road currently, just make sure you give them a call, give them a heads up, because regardless, they will see these very gusty winds and also some heavy rainfall. Now I'm getting some questions, some folks on social media just asking about other areas, saying, hey, I'm in Fairhope or I'm in Foley and it's quiet right now. It's coming your way. I'm zooming out further just so you can see that line of storms and also that heavy rain that is heading further towards the southern portions of Baldwin County. Going to go ahead and turn on that lightning too so you can see all the activity within this as well.
Great point, Jennifer. You know, right now we've got a line coming across Mobile Bay and we're not under a tornado warning for this line right here. It's very linear, meaning a north-south orientation of the line. But what is going on? Gusty winds, and we're under a severe thunderstorm warning for Baldwin County. That includes all of the eastern shore, Fairhope, Daphne, the Loxley area. You're all in the orange, meaning severe thunderstorm warning. That includes Foley, Gulf Shores, and the Fort Morgan Road area. Very nasty line of thunder, lightning, and heavy downpours coming across. Further to the north, that's where our rotation area is right now. And we've got a couple of different areas that we're watching. The first of which is coming across on the north side of Bay Minette. It's tracking towards Rabun. It's going to be located right in through here. We do have a bit of a hook signature still going on with this one here as well. Of course, we're going to be using all of our tools, all of our technology to show you what we're seeing inside of this storm. And looking inside of that, a possible rotation area right now on the north side of Bay Minette. This is currently located, this was our Kilcrease Road area tornado. This is McMillan Avenue right here. This is the north side of Bay Minette. There's Kilcrease Road right there. So it's still a potential issue for the Kilcrease Road area and Highway 59. That is past 225. If you're around Cliffs Landing, Hurricane, Crossroads, and you're over towards 225, this rotation area has passed you. If you're in Bay Minette right now, if you're on the south side of town down towards Pine Grove, you're likely okay. But if you're in and around Interstate 65, 59, Bruce Beveridge Road, Kilcrease Road, or areas towards 59 and US 31 and up towards Rabun Road, watch out in those spots for a possible tornado right now located in central Baldwin County, moving northeast at 45 miles an hour. Still very well defined. This is still our Daphne camera looking north towards that storm too. You can see the camera shaking. We're not in a rotation area with this camera, but we're in a severe thunderstorm warning. So, you know, nasty looking stuff. It's coming, we watched this thing coming across the Delta, and it looks like this storm is coming into the heart of Daphne now as a severe thunderstorm without question right now. Looking at radar, we can see the velocity product right here. Jennifer, let's check and make sure we don't have any debris going on here, because we've seen this popping up from time to time. There could be times where there's rotation, but it does not extend from the clouds all the way to the ground. Looking at it right here, that's a little noisy right there. It's not overly concerning, but our possible tornado would be right here along 59. And it would be tracking on off towards the northeast. And so not to say that there's not a tornado going on right now, but it does not look perfectly defined. Right in through there, we got to kind of keep an eye on that area there. That's where we've seen the rotation. So we can look inside the storm. We can see if it's raining or if it's something else, if it's debris. We can look inside the storm and see if we've got rotation, and then we can look at the structure of the storm and see if there's a hook. And in this case, there is a hook and there is rotation. So whether there's a tornado on the ground or not, it's close enough. And it's right at the Rabun Road exit on Interstate 65. And it looks like it's going to be traveling up Interstate 65 with this possible rotation area right here, and then tracking up towards Rabun and Perdido, both communities here. And it's going to get pretty close to Lottie. It may go a little south of Lottie. It's going to get real close to Atmore, and looks like the US 31, Interstate 65, Rabun Road, County Road 1 area here will have to be watched as well as Lottie Road. We'll have to watch that area for this rotation if it holds together, if it heads off in that direction. Certainly included in the tornado warning. So our possible tornado right there, located now on the north side of Bay Minette, McMillan Avenue and 287. That's coming up out of town, and we've got a rotation on the north side of town. It's going to be tracking up towards Rabun Road. This is Rabun Road right here coming up, and that is Interstate 65. You were included in a tornado warning right now. So we've got a tornado warning up for central Baldwin County. Areas that are going to be included in that warning include the Dias area, the Rabun area, and the Perdido area. There is Rabun right there. So we're going to have to watch this warning as it's going northeast at 45 miles an hour to about 50 miles an hour. These are fast-moving rotation areas. The Southern Washington County warning was dropped, but there's still a warning out for this one coming across the Tensaw Delta. So we need to take a look at that one as well. That's going to be getting close to Blacksher, Little River, Tensaw, and also Dixie Landing, as well as Mineola, Chrysler, and Highway 59, the Uriah area as well. So possible rotation area here. It's not as well defined as the one further to the south, but there is some rotation here too. So as we get new information too, as these warnings are tweaked, extended, dropped, we're going to bring all that to you as well. This is breaking weather information that we're bringing to you right now. We've been on air for quite a little while now and just trying to cover this as thoroughly as possible so you can be safe, just to let you know what's going on in a lot of these communities across the Gulf Coast. Also, as this goes along, we want to be able to give you the all clear. And at this point, Mobile County is still included in a tornado warning, but the leading edge of the line is clearing Mobile County. So we're likely seeing this second warned area. We're going to see that trimmed off pretty shortly here. We'll be able to exclude Mobile County from the tornado warnings altogether. At this point, Baldwin County is the greatest area of concern where we're seeing the rotation, specifically the north side of Bay Minette, tracking towards Rabun. And then also we've got to keep an eye on what's going on in Tensaw, Blacksher, Little River, Mineola, Chrysler, and possibly about as far up as Frisco City and McGargle here in Monroe County for the possibility of a tornado there. There are 2 warned areas. Earlier we had 3. Right now we have 2 warned areas for possible tornadoes. One is in this red box. The other one is in this red box. Then the orange boxes, those are severe thunderstorm warnings. And then most of the areas under severe thunderstorm watch, but the west side of the area, if you're across the Mississippi line right now, the bad weather is cleared. We're still getting rain, showers, all that, but Leakesville, Lucedale, Hurley, Pascagoula, looking a whole lot better. South Mobile County, the leading edge of the line is cleared you as well. So we're watching out for that too. Let's go to radar. We showed you the warnings, and right now the leading edge, okay, extends from Bullet Point to Fairhope to Daphne to Bay Minette, and then up into the north part of the county. Now, southern Baldwin, Fairhope, Point Clear, down towards Mullet Point, Fish River, you are not currently under a tornado warning. You are under a severe thunderstorm warning, though. So we got some gusty winds coming across the bay. The areas included in the tornado warning are going to be further up near the head of the storm, and that's going to bring the rotation areas into Bay Minette and Stockton there. And it looks like this one's about up along Interstate 65 right now. Jennifer, tell me what you're seeing with the radar too as we update folks at home on what's going on about potential threats in Baldwin County.
Yeah, of course. And so also I do want to update that they have canceled some of these severe thunderstorm warnings. There were 2 different ones that they canceled. They haven't quite updated on our map yet, but once that does update, we'll keep you updated there. But a lot of Mobile, Baldwin, Clark, Washington, Greene counties have been taken out of those severe thunderstorm warnings as these lines continue to push on through. So as we take a look at that line, it is continuing to look a lot better, especially for Mobile County. As I take a look at that lightning, you can see it's all on that leaning edge, just about to pass into Baldwin County. So if you're in Wilmer, Dawes, Grand Bay, you're probably seeing that quietness right now. Bayou La Batterie also looking good. If you're on the eastern shore, you're just now starting to get that bulk of it, especially in the Daphne, Fairhope area. Continuing to monitor what people say on social media, just very dark skies, gusty winds, very loud within this too, especially as you head further north up towards Stockton, up towards Bay Minette. That's where we're continuing to track those tornado warnings, where we're seeing that big bulk of that lightning within them. Again, these are 2 different tornado warnings. One of them is just a continuation as it heads towards Uriah. But as we zoom in and check on those warnings with what they are currently looking like and check out the velocity within them, looking a little bit better so far right now as we're continuing to watch these. We saw those bright couplets, they're tight, they're small, and also those bright colors within them. Not seeing that so much so far for right now. So continue to keep me updated on what you're seeing on social media, wherever you are, because that's the best thing that we can do is just have those eyes on the ground. That's the ground confirmation for what we're seeing. So far, not hearing anything from the National Weather Service. They just said that that was a radar indicated tornado that was west of Bay Minette. So that's why that tornado warning is still in effect for that area, that we continue to watch that couplet looking better right now. But again, continuing to monitor it as we continue further on into this evening and into today. But do stay weather aware as we get further into the day too, because the warnings aren't over yet. Going to go ahead and actually take it back just to get a really broad picture of what we're looking at. As we check out that sweeping radar, there's still more storms behind it. They're offshore right now. They were in New Orleans, and so we do have the chance for more storms to come and affect the area as we head further on into today and into tonight. As we check this out, I did notice on the velocity that it was picking up just a little bit in an area just up towards Jackson. I wasn't sure if you wanted to look at this, Jason, just to see what we were looking at there.
Yeah, and also there just above Tensas, there is still some rotation there, and it looks like the National Weather Service has continued the warning. We'll have to watch that. Up near Jackson, this is Wagerville right here. We'll watch that too for possibility of a warning issued there. Right now, it looks like the storm-based warnings are going to be more centered up down here over Tensas. That's your rotation area. It's fairly weak and broad, but it is there, and it doesn't take a whole lot to get a tornado to spin up. So this is Tensas. And then you've got the Blacksher area here. This is going to be the only warning that's currently on the board. So the other warning was allowed to expire or was dropped. So this is our only tornado warning, and that is for a possible tornado located near Bay Minette. So this one here that we said was broad up near Tensas, they just canceled that one. So the situation for Blacksher and Tensas, you're not under a warning right now. This could change. But right now, you're not under a warning. The warning is for the Rabun, Perdido area and the Dias area. And it's a fairly broad cone that's being presented as well. This is going to include northwestern Escambia County, Florida, western Escambia County, Alabama, and then northeastern Baldwin County up to about Lottie here in northern Baldwin County and northeastern Baldwin County. That's the area where we're currently under a tornado warning. It's for 3 counties in our area. Everybody else is under a severe thunderstorm warning. As Jennifer was conveying, that it looked like, and it appears that some of the rotation areas are not as distinct. We're at least seeing a temporary improvement in some of those other locations. So that's why the tornado warnings have been allowed to expire. But it's still a serious situation right now for a possible tornado. This thing's going to be right on top of Interstate 65 based on what we're seeing right now. It would be located right in this area here, a possible tornado there. And because the rotation area is a bit broad, you know, it could be up here around Rabun or down here around Dias, either way. And that's why that fan that was issued from the National Weather Service was fairly wide. So just to highlight the roads here and the location, the geography of this before we put up another storm track, that is Rabun Road. This is Interstate 65, and then this is US 31, and pretty much we're talking about right along through here, some of the county roads that link you back up in the direction of Admore and the Escambia County line. That's where we're under currently a tornado warning in central and northern Baldwin County. Possible tornado going right up Interstate 65 there. It's now cleared Bay Minette. If you're in Mount Vernon, McIntosh, Saraland, Chickasaw, Mobile, Bay Minette, and these are areas that were under warnings earlier, and it looks like the warned area, if it's in Bay Minette, it's on the east side of town. So if you're on the west side of town or on the south side of town, you're in better shape. We're definitely getting a severe thunderstorm coming through right now. And looking north, I'm just checking out some of the times here. We've got it at 241 in Porch Creek, which is north and west of Atmore, between Atmore and Lottie. So we've got it in the Porch Creek area at 241, and then we've got it clipping Atmore at 246. It's still potentially an impact for Atmore, especially the north side of town. Stanley Crossroads by 258, and then the Repton area by 308. If you're in Evergreen or you're in anywhere, you know anybody coming down from Montgomery, I-65, not a good situation right now. Possible tornado on or near I-65 near the Rabun exit and tracking up away from Bay Minette and tracking up the interstate right now. That's what's ongoing right now that we're covering here this afternoon with a tornado warning. So just to update you, at this point, Mobile County is no longer under the tornado warning. Mobile County has been removed. Southern Baldwin County is not included in that, and it also looks like Clark County is no longer included in the tornado warning. Monroe County is also no longer included in the tornado warning. The tornado warning is for Baldwin, Escambia, and Escambia right now. Those are the areas that are currently under tornado warnings right now. Escambia, Florida, and Alabama, and then Baldwin County up near Lottie and getting closer to Rabun. Those are the areas that are currently included. This is the only warning on the board, but this could change. You know, we've seen rotation pop up along this line. It has had a history of producing damage. We've seen possible debris going on in our area as well this afternoon. We brought the views to you live with our storm tracker. In Fairhope, severe thunderstorm coming through right now, but we're on the southern edge of it, and it looks like folks are faring fairly well right now in Fairhope. Spanish Fort with our live picture. We've got a severe thunderstorm coming through Spanish Fort. You can see the pine trees swaying in that picture there, and then we've got our storm tracker out looking for more damage right now. And of course, we'll have all the latest on that coming up on Fox 10 News at 4 and 5 p.m. and also on fox10tv.com as we begin to gather more information about what has occurred. Some of these tornadoes in rural areas, we've had a lot of storm trackers out, but we're not able to intercept every rotation area today. I mean, at one point we had 3 different rotation areas and they're all racing off to the northeast at 45. So we're going to have to be checking along the paths of some of that rotation. We'll be updating that to you. We'll bring all the stories to you. I'll have our reporters out there right now, and we'll tell you what's going on. We'll have it all presented to you there on Fox 10 News at 4 and 5 p.m. In the meantime, looking at our situation, the severe thunderstorm getting pretty squiggly. It's getting skinny down towards Baldwin County. That's a plus. And it looks like the worst of it has now made it through Fairhope. So that's why this picture here is starting to look improved. The leading edge of the line is now really past Silver Hill. It's getting close to Highway 59. It's probably right on top of Silver Hill now. That's a severe thunderstorm part of the line. The warned area is now looks like it's getting out past Bay Minette and going up Interstate 65 for a possible tornado warning. And then further up the line, it is a severe thunderstorm warning right now for Blackshirt, Little River, Chrysler, Mineola, Uriah, and then all the way up towards Frisco and McGargle. That's all included in the severe thunderstorm warning. Also, Jackson, you're getting rocked right now with a severe thunderstorm. There's no doubt about it. At this point, we're not under a tornado warning for Jackson, but we were watching that up around Wagerville too, just as an area of concern. It looks more like a severe thunderstorm situation there, without a doubt. Getting heavy rain, lightning, and gusty winds in excess of 60 miles an hour, and then that's heading on up into Grove Hill with the possibility of a tornado there. So lightning, thunder, and looking at it here along 59 and US 31, we've got heavy rain and storms crossing parts of Baldwin County and then tracking on up into Escambia County around Porch Creek. You are included in a tornado warning right now. Atmore, this is on the edge of Atmore. We're watching it, and within this here, you know, it'll be interesting to see if this warning is continued. There have been several that have been issued today where the rotation was very clearly defined. They were also coinciding with some debris. And looking inside this for any rotation right now, Jennifer, what are we seeing right now? What are you seeing on radar?
This is what our velocity currently seeing, like not really seeing it, and also the National Weather Service is agreeing with that. The most recent update that they did come out with about 10 minutes ago was that tornado signature is looking weakening. And the warning does still in effect until 3:15 p.m. So they're just continuing to watch this, but they do agree that it is weakening and looking less like that velocity couplet that we like to see on radar for it.
Okay, so we're going to stay with you here on Fox 10 News until the warning is expired, but just wanted to bring to you some of the new information coming down from the National Weather Service. And from what we're seeing also is that right now things look a little better in the Lottie area and in Porch Creek and in Atmore, but we've also seen the situation evolve. So where we would be under a tornado warning, that couplet or that rotation area, we've seen them tighten up and intensify and then weaken and then reform. So we're not letting our guard down at all in this area as we are still under a tornado warning until 3:15. The other thing that's pretty evident about this is it's going to race ahead of the warned area fairly quickly too. So either this warning is going to be continued or it's going to be allowed to expire potentially before 3:15 p.m. That's just a pretty good estimate of what's going on with this. So the storm itself, just looking at the structure of the storm, it's definitely more of a severe thunderstorm type setup because it's bowing out right through here. When you see what looks like a bow right there, that is where we're most likely going to get some very, very gusty winds. Right here would be where our possible tornado would be located. It's going to be over US 31 near Dias, and it's getting real close to the Escambia County, Baldwin County line. So down here, getting not quite down to Phillipsville, more up towards Dias, and then right in that particular little pocket right there, that's the area of concern that we're watching. But again, not seeing the rotation and certainly not seeing the debris that we had earlier. This is not an ominous looking rotation area here, but we'll stay with you through the whole thing. Just to recap what's going on, kind of give you an overview, and let's take a look at the squall line in general and get everybody up to speed on everything. We saw a tornado warning issued for Jackson County, Mississippi. And then, as soon as that happened, we went live on the air. We'd already had some warnings up for Greene County and George County, but, watching what was happening over the Pascagoula River, we could see the potential of that warning being continued over to Mobile County. So that's when we started breaking in. And then as this thing moved across the Mississippi-Alabama line, we saw it intensify, and that issued and resulted in tornado warnings for the metro areas of Mobile. That line is now cleared Mobile County. So if you're in Mobile County right now, it looks like the rough weather is over with for the time being. It's not to say that something else couldn't fire up later today, but the atmosphere has been worked over pretty hard by this complex of showers and storms, and now the greatest threat has shifted beyond Mobile County. Washington County, same thing. It looks like the worst of the weather has transitioned out of Washington County and is getting up into Clark County, but this is up in the meso low. It's up into the head of the thunderstorm, so it's not as dangerous of a situation, but there still is a severe thunderstorm warning for this particular part of the storm up near Jackson. The one tornado warning we have now is in Baldwin County, and it's quickly racing over into Escambia County. It's about to clear Baldwin County, and it's bearing down on Atmore. You were included in a warning right now. And the way this works is when a tornado warning is issued now with smartphone technology, a lot of folks' phones are set up with location services on. And so the warning is being delivered to the phones that are actually geographically within the warned area. The old way of issuing a warning, a tornado warning was issued for an entire county. Well, that's a really broad area. For example, right now, if you said tornado warning Baldwin County and everybody was sheltering from Gulf Shores to Fairhope to up towards Blacksburg and Little River, that's a huge area. Now the warnings are issued specifically for where we're seeing the rotation, and that's where those products are being delivered to the phones that are going to be geographically located within that area. And that's going to include Atmore right now. And it's right now located on the Escambia County, Baldwin County line, right now Interstate 65 and tracking into Atmore. That's the area where we're watching it more closely now. And we may, if this is not dropped, because the rotation is weaker, then we may see Baldwin County trimmed out of this warning fairly soon. The warned area here is going to be from about Lottie down to I-65 in Baldwin County, and it looks like it's going to be from about US 31 north up towards the Monroe County line. That's kind of the sweet spot right in through there based on what we're seeing on radar. But again, this is not as bad of a looking situation as what we had earlier. And the warning stays in effect until 3:15. But what Jennifer and I were noting here is that this thunderstorm is about to race out ahead of the warned area. So it'll be interesting to see what the National Weather Service does with that there. What's the threat for the rest of the afternoon across the area? Well, all right, what's this purple stuff right here? That is a severe thunderstorm watch. By far, the greatest threat with what we've seen today would be thunderstorms with gusty winds over the majority of the area. We do have the potential for tornadoes, and apparently that is verified. We've seen the rotation. We saw the slight risk of severe weather issued from the Storm Prediction Center, and now we've seen a number of warnings issued in our area. So we're not letting our guard down for tornadoes, but Storm Prediction Center put up a severe thunderstorm watch, meaning that there's more of a concern for severe thunderstorms than there would be for tornadoes based on this kind of atmospheric setup. Of course, anything can happen with weather. And so everything in purple is a severe thunderstorm watch. We might see that expire for Washington and Mobile just because the atmosphere has been worked over and the bad storm's already kicked on through. But, you know, daytime heating, sun can come back out, destabilize things, heat things up, and we can get going again with more warnings. Like what we're seeing here. Fairhope looking good right now. Spanish Fort looking a lot better, too. Looks like the worst part of the storm is through there. The southern end of the storm is starting to move through Orange Beach. And as far as severe risk right now, we have a level 2, slight risk for severe weather through this evening and early tonight. Later tonight, I imagine that will be trimmed off. In fact, if the atmosphere gets worked over enough by this particular storm complex, we may see an update from SPC that trims us some out of the slight risk shading. But as long as we're under slight risk, of course, we're going to have meteorologists here on staff, and if we have warnings, we'll be right here sitting on go, able to bring you the latest information here from the Storm Tracker Center. But that's an update on the severe weather threat map for today, and I like what we're seeing right now, Jennifer, in Fairhope and Spanish Fort. Still have a warning up for Atmore for a little while longer.
Yeah, that SPC outlook that was just issued, so that was the latest update on it. Right now, they are currently canceling some of these severe thunderstorm warnings, especially taking Mobile County out of them. So right now, Mobile County is looking good so far for today. Just in the time being, though, because I do want to stress this, as this event could go further on into tonight. We do have the potential for more storms to start picking up later on this evening and before midnight. So we're not quite out of it yet. I wish that we could say that. So make sure that you are charging your device. Make sure you have those apps downloaded, because this threat still does continue heading on into tonight. We were looking at that futurecast earlier. It was looking like 9 p.m. that we could possibly see some of those storms amp up. It even had it pushing back further towards midnight that we could still see some of these storms coming into the picture in Mobile and Baldwin County. So just make sure that you are monitoring the weather and staying updated here on Fox 10 News for the latest. But right now we can see where that line of storms currently moving through. We're seeing that quiet conditions right now. Saraland, Mobile, Dawes, Bayou, Labatry, Grand Bay looking quiet there. This is continuing to push through southern Baldwin County. Fairhope already out of it. That was a very quick moving storm for Fairhope, so you're already out of it right now. Heading towards Foley along with Gatewood, and will be in Escambia County for Florida very soon for the rest of the portions of that area.
At Baldwin County right now, severe thunderstorm warning for a line moving through and along 98, Foley 59, the Beach Express. You're next, as this is tracking out. Looks like it's pretty close to the Buc-ee's there in the Beach Express and coming down along Interstate 10. There still is technically a tornado warning up for Atmore. Not as impressive with the rotation area in that cell right now, but we'll keep watching it as it moves on through the Atmore area. It's quickly racing on off to the east. And then heavy thunderstorms continue up into Monroe County and Clark County. And there's a lot of lightning here. And to explain to you what these lightning flashes are, what all these colors are on radar, pretty much got all the products turned on right now. So we've got our warnings highlighted. Then this is reflectivity, it shows us the rate of rainfall. The most recent lightning strikes are a whitish color. And then as they get older, they turn light blue. That would be about 5-minute-old lightning strikes. And then once they turn darker blue, those are strikes within about the last 10 minutes. So the leading edge of the storm is where we're seeing the most lightning right now. And that's going to be up into northern Baldwin County, on up into Monroe County. And just highlighting the number of strikes that we've seen in that area, there's 83 fresh lightning strikes that have occurred within that fan there. If we take an overview, plenty of lightning strikes going on in our area again this afternoon, about 19 to 20 strikes. I really like that trend too, Jennifer. One of the things that we see is that when the number of lightning strikes start going down, that's a good indication that the storm itself starting to weaken. So we're not seeing the high concentration of lightning there. Current time is 2:46. The warning is still up for the next 30 minutes for Escambia County, but the area of concern here, we're about to see the leading edge of the storm go out of the Atmore area and run out of the warned portion of the storm. So we're about to find out whether this warning is going to be continued or not. This has been an active afternoon here on Fox 10 News. Really, it started this morning with meteorologist Michael White when we first started getting our warnings up for Greene County and George County. And now here this afternoon, we're still looking at one warning, and that's going to be primarily for Escambia County, Florida and Alabama. Technically, Baldwin County is still included in the warning, but the bad part of the storm, the leading edge, is now cleared Baldwin County and is now more located up into Escambia County, Florida and Escambia County, Alabama. So we're seeing what we're going back over to right now in Stockton and Bay Minette, in Rabun, and even the Lottie area, more of an embedded shower and thunderstorm type setup. And the leading edge of the line is where we have the concern, and that's what's currently under the tornado warning. That would be Atmore proper, along Interstate 65, Atmore, and then down into northern Escambia County, Florida here. This thing's past the Perdido now, and it's tracking towards Atmore and Canoe. But Canoe's not currently included in the warning, and neither is Flomaton or the Sardine Bridge area or Huxford. So they're not included in the tornado warning right now. We're about to find out if that's going to be included. There's Porch Creek, here's Atmore, and then getting a little further to the south there, that's the area that's currently included in this tornado warning. Tracking this ahead, even if this is not a tornado, where's it going next? Well, let's take a look at some of the times and some of the communities that are out ahead of this based on a 45 mile per hour forward speed towards the east, northeast, or northeast. It's going to be essentially right up Interstate 65. And so looking at a track here as it heads off in the direction of Evergreen here, we've got it currently located near Atmore. So that's going to be in the next 5 minutes. Frisco by 3:09. We've got it in the Flomaton area by 3:16. The rotation area itself should be a little north of Flomaton based on what we're seeing right now, unless something new develops. Bruton by 3:34. Here's Bruton here. It's going to again be on the leading edge, or the southern edge of this, but this is when we expect the squall line to arrive. And even if we don't get a tornado here, we're likely to have severe thunderstorm winds in that location there. And then the Lothian area by 3:46 as this moves up Interstate 65 and tracks on up in the direction of Conecuh County. Been an active weather day across the area. Today was expected to be, as we've been looking at our rain chances through the week, the day with the highest rain potential. We do have lower rain chances for tomorrow and on into Friday as well as the weekend. We have some things that we're going to be talking about more on Fox 10 News at 5 and 9 p.m. That would be the atmospheric dust is going to go up, and we're going to see visibility is decreasing and some problems potentially with respiratory issues there too. Friday and Saturday with some of that Sahara dust getting wrapped into the picture, and some drier days are ahead for the Gulf Coast. But right now all eyes are on a line of severe thunderstorms that's moving through the area. Still one area that we're watching that's technically under a tornado warning. That's going to remain in effect until 3:15 for the red box right here. This warning has been trimmed back considerably. And just want to check in with Jennifer. Jennifer, a couple of things, a couple of questions I have. Number one, what are the reports of damage in our area? And then number two, what's the Weather Service saying about this particular warned area? I see we just had an extension of the severe thunderstorm warning.
Yeah, so we haven't seen any reports of damage, surprisingly, out there. Just some trees that were down in some areas. So in case you have seen any damage, feel free to send it in our way. I do know that we got some photos sent in to us in West Mobile just of some trees down in some yards. So again, you can always send that to Fox 10 News, either on social media or just to our emails as well. What we're continuing to monitor so far is this tornado warning, currently including Baldwin and Escambia counties in both Alabama Alabama, and Florida. So far, this is in effect until 3:15. No word on that. The last update that we got was at 2:25, so that was 26 minutes ago, and it just said that they saw that it was weakening and that it remains in effect until 3:15. So we're just waiting on that newest update. Regardless of that tornado warning, the biggest thing that I am seeing within these storms is going to be those winds, and that's extending all the way on this entire line of storms, no matter where you are. I do know there's power outages in Daphne. They got that quick storm moving through, and they're still seeing some of those power outages in that area. So as these storms continue to move on through, I just want to also do that reminder that we are on Fox 10, that Facebook page, and also YouTube live streaming these warnings in case you do lose your power, or on the app as well. So just go to any of those places to help get this live stream to help keep you safe in some of those areas. So no new updates so far, just continuing to watch this. But again, that line of storms is really starting to push on out of that current tornado warned polygon. Yeah,
and just to highlight the severe thunderstorm warned portion of our area and the severe thunderstorm element, a severe thunderstorm is stronger than an average thunderstorm. You're going to get gusty winds, lightning, and heavy downpours in any thunderstorm across the Gulf Coast. But where this is different is if it meets a certain threshold as a potential for large hail, or winds gusting over 60 miles an hour, then we see a severe thunderstorm warning issue. And in Baldwin County, really from the beaches of Baldwin County all the way up through Monroe County and up into Wilcox County and Clark County, we're under a severe thunderstorm warning. This is a large geographical area that's being impacted by this severe thunderstorm. We have a severe thunderstorm warning currently in effect for Bon Secours. That's where the line's coming through right now. It just cleared Fish River. Foley, Robertsdale, Summerdale, Elsinore, Lillian, you're included in that warning. Then we get up into Gateswood right now. It's bearing down on Gateswood. It's crossing over around the Barano Park Bridge. Now northern Escambia County, Florida. You're in a thunderstorm warning, and this is tracking towards Santa Rosa County, which is under a severe thunderstorm watch, may be continued. Then up here into Escambia County, the western side of Escambia County, you're under a severe thunderstorm warning. We're also under a severe thunderstorm warning for Conecuh County. This line's getting real close to Conecuh County. It's nasty on the northern end. Monroe County, you are under a severe thunderstorm warning. And finally, up into Clark County and Wilcox counties under a severe thunderstorm warning. The entire line is warned for the potential of gusty winds, and that situation in Daphne with power outages is an indication that we've had those winds gusting up to 60 miles per hour. It's enough to blow trees down and blow limbs down on top of power lines and knock out the power. It's dangerous for travel as well. In Mobile County, we're giving you the all clear at this point. We just have some wet roads, so drive carefully, but it looks like the severe situation for Mobile County looking good. George County and Greene County, you've got the all clear. Right now, the most intense part of the storm in Washington County is over. So we still have some embedded showers in Washington County, but it's not as severe as it was earlier. We do still have a threat in Clark County, but it's cleared Jackson with the gusty winds. They're more up towards Grove Hill and Watley, and then started to get closer to Monroeville and Claiborne. And so, you know, Washington County, parts of Clark County looking better. Thomasville, it looks like the worst of it may be a little south of you, but it's a pretty nasty looking storm, and it's a pretty good ways away from the radar too, so we'll have to watch that. And then what's interesting here, this tornado warning remains in effect, Jennifer, but it looks like the storm itself has outrun the warned box.
That's what I was thinking too with that, is that even like the most intense portions of it just further than what that box is looking like. Gonna go ahead and take a look at that velocity. Mainly just seeing those, you can really see that wind field along that leading edge of the storm. So we are seeing those very gusty winds in it, but so far the most intense portion of it has outrun what that tornado warning was. So it's still in effect until 3:15. It's 2:55 right now, so 20 more minutes of it. We'll continue to stay on air until that tornado warning has expired, but still no word from the National Weather Service on what they're seeing with it.
And I bet if we put our little question mark tool, our little query tool on some of this, it's going to give us an idea of some of the wind velocities along this line right in through here. So we've got 97, I-65, US 31, and you can see there, okay, this is why we have a severe thunderstorm warning in effect for a large area. Wind velocity showing 66 mile per hour winds. So that's some really, really strong winds that are going on right now up into Monroe County, for example. Down on the southern end of it, we still have some fairly impressive velocities. And this is not exact. It just gives us an idea of what the radar is able to see with what's going on inside the storm. Wind velocities at about 51 miles an hour. The structure of the thunderstorm does look more favorable down in southern Baldwin County because it's oriented more north-south. It's more of a linear orientation to the storm. And again, we're not seeing a well-defined hook here around Atmore. We're not seeing a well-defined inbound, outbound velocity or rotation, but there's still a warning that has been issued for this area. And there we go. The severe thunderstorm warning has been extended now into Escambia County and Santa Rosa counties. So it looks like the National Weather Service is going to include Pensacola now in the severe thunderstorm warning. Seminole, Lillian, and down to Perdido Key, you are under a severe thunderstorm warning for a severe thunderstorm coming out of Baldwin County and getting over into Escambia County and Santa Rosa counties. And we still have our tornado warning in effect right now for the Atmore area, even though it looks like at this point there have been some improvements there on radar. Looking at where our crews are right now, we've got several crews out there right now. We're monitoring the situation in Spanish Fort where the wind has died down. Looks like we've got a crew heading up Celeste Road to that area where we saw the debris in the north part of your screen. They're on Interstate 65 right now. They're getting past Pritchard and 165. That's where the vehicle's located, but it looks like we're sending a crew up to check out Celeste Road for some damage there where we had the debris signature. And then finally down at Orange Beach, that's another area where we currently have a camera up right now, and it's just a nasty looking severe thunderstorm bearing down on Orange Beach. Good news is it's a little thinner line down here on the southern edge of it. We're certainly going to get some lightning. We've had some recent strikes, and we're going to get some gusty winds and some rain, but not as bad as it was earlier there. Foley, Summerdale, Robertsdale, Elsinore, it looks like it picks up in intensity about the Wilcox Road exit on I-10 in Elsinore. Looking pretty threatening there as far as at least severe thunderstorm type winds.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. So continuing just to track that again, if you're along the beach area, I did see a lot of folks out at the beach earlier, hopefully all inside because these thunderstorms do have that lightning. Very dangerous place to be out there. Also, I did get reports that there was a house struck by lightning in Midtown Mobile. And so that they also saw that damage come from just these lightning strikes. So regardless of the tornado warnings, we still have the gusty winds. We have the lightning within them. So it's just overall some strong storms, and that's why all these continuations are being put forth on these severe thunderstorm warnings extending down towards these line of storms as they continue to push on through. Still not seeing a lot on social so far. I always monitor our Facebook Live commenters. Just a lot of people just saying that it got very dark right before a lot of this came through, and just that heavy rainfall was the biggest threat with them so far.
Yeah, always a good place to pick up severe weather information. Social media now starting to get to be more and more part of our weather coverage, and at this point not getting the reports of any tornadoes on the ground right now from what we're seeing as we're scanning across some of the feeds. Looking up Atmore and tracking up Interstate 65, the leading edge of the storm. If we turn the radar off, we'll be able to see if there's still technically a warning up. Yes, the National Weather Service still has a warning up for the Atmore area, but the line itself has really worked its way through the warned area. We'll see if it's been allowed to expire after the 3 o'clock hour. Going to stay with you here on Fox 10 News this afternoon with a developing weather situation. It's been a very active afternoon weather-wise across our area. I'm tracking here along with meteorologist Jennifer Lambers. We're looking at multiple counties under severe thunderstorm warnings. We've got a warning up for northeastern Clark County, for pretty much all of Monroe County, Conecuh County, Escambia County, Alabama, Escambia County, Florida, Santa Rosa County, and even a portion of Baldwin County under a tornado warning and a severe thunderstorm warning. But this warned area here that we've been watching, not showing the rotation that we had earlier. We're still monitoring that. Got crews out there right now. Heavy rain's been coming along with this. I guess one of the positive things is that this is looking at a forward speed right now of about 45 to 50 miles an hour. So it's not an all-day thing. If you can just hunker down and let this storm roll on through, once it's gone, the atmosphere is going to be worked over a little bit and the weather pattern will begin to improve in the area. But right now, technically, a tornado warning still for specifically Escambia County, Alabama, and Escambia County in Florida. The rotation area is now well out of Baldwin County there. Looking at the presentation on radar of our severe thunderstorm, just to show you, it is a more of a linear type storm, meaning a north-south orientation to the line here. Still the potential for gusty winds along the line, and it's cleared Bay Minette. If you're in Bay Minette, that's one of the communities we were concerned about rotation. Looks like it's well past Bay Minette. The leading edge of the line has cleared the warned area, the tornado warned area, by a pretty large margin. It looks like if it's anywhere still going on within that polygon, Jennifer, it's going to be on the east side of Admore. And not really seeing anything definite here as far as rotation, but we've got some pockets.
Oh, here we go, and they just now canceled that. So
okay.
This is a canceled tornado warning now.
We've got pockets of rotation there. All right, we've been with you for about an hour and a half. We do have some counties that are still under severe thunderstorm warnings, but the tornado element to this has been allowed to expire. So we're now no longer under a tornado warning for any counties in our area. If we see more threatening weather, we're going to break in and let you know exactly what's going on. And of course, we're going to have full coverage of all this, any reports of damage across our area, and also your forecast coming up on Fox 10 News at 4 and 5 p.m. I'm meteorologist Jason Smith here with meteorologist Jennifer Lambers. Hope you have a safe afternoon. If the weather gets bad, we'll break in and let you know what's happening. That was real life.